Yo, what up? It's your man Tony Redz, aka Mr. 24/7. You're now logged on it to RapAboutTV, alright?
Live and direct, WPGC. I'm here with my man Tony Redz. What's up with you, man?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Now, do me a favor. Give the audience a little intro of who you are and how you got to be where you at.
Well, I've been in this business for a very long time. I started in music. I started as the rapper, started in the go-go bands, the TCBs, the Backyards, the Pure Elegance, you name it. I done played with every band you probably can know in this city. I was with a group called The Foundation. We were signed in like 2003. We had a management deal. We traveled around the world. We did a 30-city tour with Seagram's Gen Live. And, you know, I always had music in my heart. And then, you know, I started in promotions in radio. Okay. Because I just wanted to be in radio. Right. And I worked my way up. And now I'm here.
So let's backtrack a little bit to your first introduction to music, whether it been, you know, as a listener or playing instrument, whatever it is. What was your first introduction to the music?
Man, I was about 5 years old. My uncle plays the drums for the church. You know, he was downstairs. He had bought a brand new drum set. He was downstairs. He was just going over his chops and everything. And I was amazed by it. Like, I would sit there and I would be amazed by it. So I'd go and set up pots and pans. And I try to, you know, tear up my grandmother pots and pans and banging and stuff on the pots and pans and everything. When my uncle would go to work, I had asked for a pair of drumsticks for my birthday. Yeah, just the sticks. I ain't need it because I just asked for a pair of drumsticks, and I would sneak down in my grandmother's basement when my uncle went to work. I'd be down there playing his drums, and so after I got that taste of blood, it was curtains from there.
Tony Redz, that's your real name, or that's
my real name is I tell you, I'm not ashamed of my real name. My name is Antonio Loving. Yeah. You know, that's my government. When you see me in the street, you call me Mr. 24/7.
How you get that alias, the 24/7, or Tony Redz in general?
Well, now let me take you on a journey. Tony Redz came from, you know, some old friends around the way up on Crittenden Street around 1-4 Zone. You know what I mean? I used to hang out with them. And, you know, we had this thing called Rec Yard, and I got into it one day, and my little face was red as I don't know what. They was like, Tony Redz, you know, because I was, you know, when I get mad, you know, your face get real, you know, beat red. So they were like, Tony Redz, and it just stuck with me after that. And then Mr. 24/7 came from my mother. You know, my mother said, boy, we don't never see you just Mr. 24/7, just running around here. You need to slow down somewhere. And I was like, Mom, you got something, Mom. What? She was like, what? What I got? So I'm going to run with that, Mom. So I just put the AKA to it.
All right, this next segment is called Mount Rushmore. So we're going to give us four, your greatest four. Like I said, we do comedy. You give us your best, your four comedians.
Gotcha.
As a matter of fact, let's start with that. Let's start with comedy.
Comedy, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Tommy Davidson, and Kevin Hart.
Let's go NBA.
NBA, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Paul George. George, and John Wall.
Let's do all-time NBA.
All-time NBA greats?
All-time.
Michael Jordan, Patrick Ewing, Larry Bird, and Dominique Wilkins.
All right. Let's do actors.
Actors. Denzel Washington. Gabrielle Union. Wow. That's kind of hard. I like Will Smith, and one more female. I'm gonna give a female. My girl Taraji P. Henson.
90s R&B singers.
90s R&B singers are Drew Hill, Jodeci, Donnell Jones, and dang, one more. Let me see. Cause that's really hard, man. 90s. Oh damn, Silk Lady. Your boy Genuine. Genuine. Yeah, I like Genuine.
Okay, let's go. Go-go bands.
Go-go bands. My top go-go bands.
Top 4.
Of course, Chuck Brown, Rare Essence, Junkyard and Backyard.
Okay, let's go. Quarterbacks.
All time great quarterbacks. Wow. That's kind of hard. That's real hard. Top of my list got to be my man Michael Vick. I just feel he's the most underrated quarterback that was ever. Just didn't get to develop and live up to his whole potential. Tom Brady. Goodness gracious, man. I gotta be biased on this. I know y'all like, boo, Joe Theismann, because he played for the Washington Redskins. I'm a Washington Redskins fan, and I know y'all like boo. But anyway, I'm gonna say Joe Theismann. Okay, and of course, Peyton.
1 minute.
Black leaders.
Black leaders. Malcolm X. Martin Luther King. Gandhi. Why you laughing? Gandhi's black. He's a great leader. And Desmond Tutu.
How did the go-go thing translate into radio or into promotion?
It was a mix of it all because my father was like he's a preacher, so I used to play. Once I got the go-go element in me, I used to go play at church for the choir, for the young adult choir, and I was in church like 6 days a week. So it was crazy to be in church like 6 days a week and then try to play in the band. Like, I want to go home so we can practice. Right. They're like, you gotta go to church tonight. Yeah, I gotta go to church tonight. So it was like church band. So I was always around music. You know what I mean? So that's how it got embedded in me. Mm-hmm. And then I was down Howard University one day, and that's when the radio station used to always pull up. I ain't gonna say the radio station right now because I don't work for them, but they used to always pull up against the wall. And my man Al used to have like the rappers outside, and like Howard Homecoming was the biggest thing. So it was around Howard Homecoming. And so they was like, we looking for interns. If somebody can come down here and rock this stage, we're going to put you on as an intern. And I was like, oh, that's what's going to happen? So my man, he knew that I played in the band. He knew I could lead talk. He knew I could rap. Right. So he came and got me. So I went on down to up against the wall, and I got on that stage. And I rocked, and I had everybody just rocking. And they was like, all right, boom, we're going to give you a position. They was like, you're going to start tomorrow. I was like, bet. So the joint, back then you ain't had on Instagram and Twitter and all of that. Right. So it was like a word of mouth, man, you about to be on the radio. So we thought I was really about to be on the radio. Man, I showed up for my internship, and the first thing they did was open up the prize closet. That joint looked like a mess. They was like, yeah, you got the fresh white tee on, you may want to take that off. Go ahead and organize this for us real quick. When I tell you that joint was dirty, it was filthy. Now I could have did two things. And I think I made the right decision. I could have said, man, the hell with this, and left. Right. Because you asked me, I'm thinking I'm coming up here with some radio. And they asked me they got me on janitor duty. So, man, I stacked the CDs, put them in order. I folded the T-shirts, and I put everything in order, swept it up. I was in there for 3.5 hours. Came back, they was like, man, that's a good job, man. You did real good. Show up the same time tomorrow. We're going to get it in. So I went home tired as a ball. So, you get back around the way. Everybody, man, we ain't hear you on the radio today. I was like, yeah, we still working that out. Like, they was like, man, what they doing? They being so what? I was like, man, I don't know. So I showed up the next day, right? And they was like, all right, cool, we about to go out. So we jumped in the radio station truck. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, we about to hit the streets. Like, in the radio station truck, it's about to get real. Man, we went to the storage. It was 3 bins, and they opened up the storage, man. They was like, yeah. And when I say it was stuff falling out of the storage, man, I was like, man, like at that point in my life, I was like, man, they got me on some flunky type stuff, right? But basically, what it was just it's basically if you want something, if it come easy, it ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? And I see that I had to put in that work, and I had to grind my way to the top so I can respect what I got now. You know what I'm saying? So I take this seriously because this is my craft, this is my livelihood. You know what I mean? So when it comes to this, I learn every aspect of it, and I'm glad I started like that because I don't feel like a spoiled brat where I feel like something is obligated to me. Like, I'm supposed to get it. I feel like I work for it, so I deserve it. And by me working in all the different departments at a radio station, I become an asset. You see what I'm saying? When you make yourself an asset somewhere, then they need you. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I felt that I needed to do. So I learned promotions, I learned sales, I learned programming. You know what I mean? So I learned every aspect of what it is to be on the radio.
What do you see the area in music wise? Like, what do you see in the scope? Let's say you're looking at the whole national scene. Where do you see this area?
I see that we kind of miss the buck sometimes, because like if you look at the Atlantas, if you look at the West Coast, if you look at New York, at a time when New York was the mecca of hip hop, they would support each other, they would work with each other, and make sure each other got put on. Then when it migrated to the West Coast did the same thing. Now it migrated down to Atlanta doing the same thing. Once DC understand, if we don't work together and support each other, we're gonna still be the same ones running around here, be local artists. Because it takes one of us to break, and once that one break, then you got to come back and get the other one, and then that other one's supposed to come back and get the other one. It's an effect. You have to have that effect. And I look at the radio station like, well, radio stations don't support. Pause. How you feel like you don't support? You got to understand. You got to turn the radio on. You got to promote the radio to promote what you got going on. So it's a give or take. And once we get it, that we have to support each other and start a movement and make noise, then we're going to survive. We're going to be on. But until then, we're going to be divided.
So let's say, look at your globe. 5 years from now, where do you see you, and where do you see this area musically?
5 years from now, if people can get with and understand the movement that I'm trying to do, we could be that next Black Hollywood. We can be that Atlanta. We can be where you come here and I'm that DJ Drama, or I'm that Greg Street in my city, where they say, well, damn, the labels will come to them and like, who is the hottest in your city right now? And I can say X, Y, and Z is the hottest artist right now, hands down. He's next, and they'll pick him up. Because why? Because I've done my homework, I've stamped them, and I've got the track record to say this is what I've been doing to this point.
I appreciate this, this time that you just gave us. Now, if you want people to let you know, if you want to let people know where to find you at or where to reach you,
they know that I don't think the fat boy hard to find. If you get on any handheld device or computer, type in Tony Redz 247, I'm gonna pop up. You Google Tony Redz 247, he gonna pop up. You turn on your radio to WPGC 95.5. Guess what? At 7 p.m., I'm gonna pop up. I'm right there. There it is.
There we go, man. Ab Judah, Tony Redz right here. We out.